Okay. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear the music? And can you hear them okay? Like, are the volumes all right? And like, they're not too quiet, because I know last stream I was very quiet. Yeah, gonna see what you say in the stream chat. Oh my gosh. Hello. I'm so sorry that I said that I was going to begin at 11 a.m. my time, and then here we are 3 hours later finally beginning. A couple things happened there. One was that I woke up super late. My alarm, I guess, did not go off, and then the dog, who just stopped by to say hi, did not wake me up, which I was surprised by. I guess he was just being very polite. If the music is just a knocking sound, weird. Okay, I'm seeing the comments coming through. What is happening with the music? Oh, I see. It's my lo-fi music, whatever it's something steady, is not working out. Oh, great. Now the dog is making a bunch of noise. Love that for me. Okay, now are you hearing music? Nope, never mind. Hang on. I'm going to refresh this. This is such a mess. This is a terrible time, Ray, for you to start scratching at your scratching place. Anyway, I don't know why the music's not working. This is very odd. It's like super glitched out. I'm just gonna go to a random spot in the video. Let's see how that does. Oh wow, this video is not playing at all. Is my internet okay? Is everything smooth sailing on my end? Okay, this is very weird. Sorry, this is gonna be the whole technical difficulties setup deal for a little while, but I promise we'll get into character design pretty soon. Let's see. Thank you all for the kind comments. And again, thank you for all your patience earlier. Yeah, so I woke up late. Then I ended up having to walk the dog and stuff, of course. Poor thing was very patient waiting for me. But also, last night, it was like, I don't know, 1, 2 a.m. I was like, okay, I should schedule my stream. And I was debating on if I should try 11 a.m. or 1 p.m., as in before or after my lunch. And in my head, I was like, yeah, let's do 1 p.m. But I completely forgot that that was the decision I had made with myself. And so I set it to be 11 a.m. And so I didn't even bother checking my stream until later, and then seeing all of you guys in live chat. That was so embarrassing. I swear I won't do that again, letting you all down like that. But you know what? Better late than never, right? Let's see if this music's gonna play for me this time. Sorry if it's all like glitchy. You're gonna have to let me know. Oh, this is like really not wanting to work. It's you know, giving me the beach ball of death every time I play. New Lo-Fi Girl compilation best of 2021 is out now. Really weird. Let's see. Maybe we can try one more time. This is so annoying. We have 1 a.m. study session, but that's only 1 hour long. I don't want it to be complete silence for you guys. Let's see. Let's just click on Lo-Fi Girl. And click on this again. Nope, still glitching out. That's really strange. Anyway, how am I doing? I am doing okay. I am tired as always. I haven't like not been tired in a very long time. So that's the usual, but I'm in good spirits and I'm enjoying streaming. I mean, even though it's a mess, I'm getting there, getting used to it. And you know what? I'm kind of curious. I'd love to figure out if anyone would watch me on Twitch or something like that. You know, maybe later down the line I could focus on posting over there so I don't clog up. Now the cat is making a bunch of noise, so I don't clog up my feed here. I don't know. What are your thoughts? It looks like all the Lo-Fi Girl videos are like no more than an hour, except for that one 6-hour one that is not working. That's really annoying. Okay, well, let's do the 1 hour thing and hope that I remember to change it up after it ends. Let's see. Oh, no, nothing is working. We might end up having to deal with no music, or you know what? You know what I can do? I can go on SoundCloud and start playing my own music, because if in doubt, we can do that. Let's see. Yeah, I can't tell if it's like a weird internet deal or what, or if it's because I'm streaming. Well, let's just go on here. I don't know what order this is going to play in or what, but here we go. Actually, let's just, yeah. If anyone is curious, I'm going to post in the chat my SoundCloud. It's also linked in the description, but yeah. My streaming app might be weird. I'm using Streamlabs right now. I don't know what is going on. So yeah. Anyway, it's lovely to see some familiar faces. Thank you for those of you who joined on Thursday. I was actually going to stream yesterday, and the same deal happened again, where I overslept and didn't get the amount of work done that I had hoped for. That's the reality of life, I suppose, which kind of sucks. But anyway, okay, without further ado, let's get into my plans for today, because we're already 10 minutes into this stream, and I don't want to waste any more of yours time. But do tell me if the music is working. Is the music working? The dog is called Ray, R-A-Y. Yeah, he's a real cutie. Now he's resting on the couch. Stream my screen. So I am working on Procreate on my iPad, and I can already anticipate a lot of you are gonna ask, like, okay, Anya, how have you set up this setup that I've got going? So what this is you use Quicktime on your, I'm using my laptop, my iMac or my MacBook, and when you physically connect your iPad, oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, that's great. There you go. When you physically connect your iPad with a cable, you can stream your iPad screen. And so I just have like a QuickTime file. You can see, like, I could record this. And then on the side here is just a random image that I've got with self-promo, and then Streamlabs I've just set up that my face cam is up in the corner and so forth. Yeah, it's nothing particularly exciting. It gets the job done. So if you want to stream your iPad screen, you can do that. I think you can also do AirPlay, but my computer does not seem to allow connection to my iPad. I did a whole bunch of stuff late last night and it was not working. Very strange. So yeah. Okay. Looks like my audio is still being really weird. You don't hear audio, but you don't hear the clicking sound either. There was a ticking. I don't know what the ticking would be. I don't have any audio playing for me. Okay, hang on. You know what? I'm just gonna turn off any music. This is such ass suckery. Let's see. I'm gonna join my own stream right now and see if I can hear it, because my computer doesn't let me hear my own audio. That's a whole other mess in itself. Oh, you know what? I can see. I'm just gonna turn off my computer, because I think that, not my computer, my desktop audio, because it looks like it's just glitched out. I'll have to fix that next time. I guess we're settling with silence for today. I'm gonna also tweak my my microphone so that we can get a little bit of, we can kind of reduce the hum from my computer. This might kind of mess up the quality of everything though. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. I want 17.8, noise suppression, make it -30. Maybe that's better in terms of hum. Why is streaming so difficult? I did say I was going to get started, and here we are like 5 minutes later, still having not started. Do I have a clock or engine nearby? Okay, the ticking's gone. I think that was my computer messing up. So basically, if you don't know, you can't actually just casually stream you cannot casually stream desktop audio from a MacBook. You have to get like a plugin or something. And so the one I have is called, I think, Black Hole. And I've been using that. But when you use that as an output, it means I cannot hear any of the audio coming from my computer. And I was looking at the audio levels of it just now, and it was like spiking really randomly and then just going completely silent. So I'm assuming that the clicking was my regular audio, but it was glitching out like that. So glad the ticking is gone. Sorry that there's not going to be any music though. Well, anyway, I have done a little bit of setup previously to beginning the stream for this character. So I know on my thumbnail I have a different character. Oh, hi Mui. The reason I have a different character is because the facial expression sheet for this guy does not exist yet. I will change the thumbnail after this stream, and yeah, this is going to be the dad for the film that I'm working on, FiREWORKS. So here, I don't know if you know, I mean, it's pretty popular these days. Procreate has a reference window, and that's this thing I'm fiddling around with here so I can kind of see my turnaround of this character. I've got like his head, shoulders. You don't have to use this. Sometimes if you want to use a totally different screen, like I could technically put an image up of the turnaround, which is any reference on my computer screen whilst I use my iPad. But just so you guys can see, for convenience sake, I'm keeping it all in one window. Anyway, what I have done to set up is 3 main things. Oh, hi Dean. That's my dad, everybody. That's so funny. I had no expectations that my father would appear whilst I'm drawing the father in this film. That's great. Hi, Pap. Nice to hear from you whilst I'm on the other side of the planet. Anyway, 3 things. One is like this smaller reference. Let's just get a random brush. All this stuff over here. Ooh, let's get that. So this is just here in case I want to move my reference window out of the way. And I hide it most of the time, but it's there. I also tend to group in Procreate my layers so that I have reference in one separate section, and then all my individual sketches in another separate group, and then the final group is the actual finished images. So I'm gonna hide that like really low opacity one there. I've also got the full turnaround available if I need it, but because I'm only doing facial expressions today, I don't need the rest of the body. I need shoulders at best, because shoulders do a lot of, they're very expressive, but sometimes I don't include them in my expression sheets, and that genuinely is just because they don't fit on the page super nicely. It happens. Anyway, the other thing I've got set up here is these faces at different angles. So for the father, I actually did, I think it was like an 8-point turn. Normally I just do a 5-point turnaround, which means like front facing, 3/4 facing, sideways, 3/4 back, and to the back. But with this guy, I ended up adding a lot more angles because I was very confused by him. And this is all way back in like January, February. So I haven't visited this guy in a while. But it's useful to have all these extra angles here, because now when I'm drawing his facial expressions, I can have this point of reference. And the size that they are is pretty similar to the size that I want all of my expressions to be, meaning I don't have like a random messy scale of like some faces being bigger than others. The thing that I'm going to struggle with today is angles up and down. I haven't drawn any angles of this guy looking up, looking down, or anything kind of awkward and pushed. So that is a good thing that expression sheets are for. And I'm just going to write this like, let's rename this to things to test out. Boom. So we may want to test out extreme angles, because you never know what angles you might have in your film. Like when you're actually animating your character, they're going to be in all kinds of poses, both full body and just the face. And that includes extreme expressions. So to be honest, this is quite a mellow film. There's not very much action. There's not very many really extreme emotions. So I don't feel the extreme need to include those here today, but we shall see as we go along. I don't plan that much in terms of how each expression is going to look. The whole point of this is to practice, to figure out how I want my character to look and to test those limits and to do problem solving. This is a huge problem solving thing because you just don't know what issues you're going to encounter until you encounter them. Oftentimes. I'm going to show you some other facial expression sheets that I've done for this film, and we can discuss some of the issues there. So, whoops, forgot the S. Extreme angles, extreme expressions, wide variety of emotions. I mean, this one is kind of dependent on, are you working with a character that rarely shows emotion? And so the default may be very neutral or like always sad, always happy, but you still want to find the extremes of where they do go. So let's say a character is always, always, always happy and smiley. Maybe the absolute saddest is kind of almost neutral looking. It's not actually that sad compared to the average character. You can do that. Maybe you can push it a tiny bit more just to see those limits. But yeah, it is dependent on each character. Let's see, what else do we want to figure out with this? I think that's pretty much it, to be honest. I'm going to make this reference window smaller. It's like too big. It's kind of getting in the way of all the stuff. Oh, does it not shrink? Okay, I guess that's the smallest it goes. That's kind of annoying. Whatever. Let's see. The character would either be an awful father or an incredible father, no in between. Yeah, I think he's awful and great in two opposite ways. We'll put it that way. Let's see. Do you use a standard brush size for every concept, or does your brush size vary? Not entirely sure what you're asking. Oh, whoops, I just have a bunch of lines here. So my brushes taper, meaning like I'm drawing really lightly right now, but then now I'm pressing really hard. So I can have an extreme variety of size just from one stroke, but the actual size is pretty standard. You can see over here where I'm wobbling around, my size is around 10% on Procreate. Now, I don't tend to change it up too much from there, and I end up using the same brush both for sketching and for line art. So this is ink bleed for anyone interested. It's in the inking category of the default iPad Procreate brushes. And I've used ink bleed 1. I just duplicated my current existing default brush and I just made the taper a little bit more extreme. And I also think I pushed the size range a little more. So the harder I press, the bigger it is, but even bigger than the default. But they're only really minor adjustments. Yeah, this is by far my favorite brush for those of you who always seem to ask. Okay. Anyway, a final thing. I said that there's several pieces of things on this page already. We also have the expression list. Now, this list I have made, again, for a variety of reasons. One of them is to keep a track of what I've done already, and so I don't get too repetitive. One is because I have a variety of emotions that this character shows, and so I want to make sure that I hit all of these emotions in this sheet so that when I get to the storyboards with him, that I don't struggle too much. So it's nice to have a general range, yes, but it's also good to include within that range like the actual emotions that he shows, which sometimes might mean two very similar expressions, but that they're kind of portrayed in a different type of way. This may also mean, if I know storyboarding wise that there's going to be certain angles that he gets to have those emotions from two different angles. It might be two similar emotions, might be two of the same, although I tend to avoid that. A little bit of everything. Hi Supernatural. Hi everyone, by the way. I've been seeing all your comments. I've just been talking a lot. I have no idea if Papa is still watching, but he said he's very proud of his little girl, and that means a lot. Thank you very much. I see that someone has liked my track on Spotify. I just got a notification. You know what reminds me? I'm going to put my phone on silent. So, there is no particular order to which expression I'm doing first. It honestly is just me figuring it out as I go along. I don't know. I actually was looking back at a different expression sheet that I never finished for the old man in my film, and those drawings are not great. I need to start them again from scratch. So sometimes it's just like I end up doing a drawing that doesn't work, and so I haven't technically done that emotion and I need to give it another shot. We'll see. So yes, before we get going drawing wise, let me show you. This is my big old FiREWORKS folder in Procreate. This is the first expression sheet I did. I did this one way back at the beginning of January of this year. So that's how long it's been since I've done proper work on this film. This is the old woman, and I noticed there was like a bit of a gap in some places, and so I ended up using, like, I threw in some hands just for the fun of it, just to practice the hands too. She's quite squishy and round, sort of very soft looking. To be honest, she doesn't quite fit in with the rest of the character designs, but I don't really care. I think it fits well enough. So yeah, you've got, like, you know, some kind of happy, more peaceful expressions. You have some concerned. You have more extreme angles of her looking down. You have a kind of tilting up. Oh, her hair is messed up here. Didn't notice that before. Okay, well, I'll have to fix that at some point. Yeah, she's leaning up here, or tilting up. And then more recently, so the other day, I did these expressions for Maya. She's one of the, she's the girl of the couple that are in this film. And I was working with her and Eddie, her boyfriend, with the storyboards the other day. So the reason that I was able to comfortably work in the storyboards with these characters on Thursday was because I had these expression sheets as reference. Now, when it comes to doing full body shots, I'm going to want to wait until I've done pose sheets. And I'm willing to do pose sheets maybe Tuesday, possibly, in terms of streaming again. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. Does that sound interesting to you? I don't know. I did the poll like last week saying, hey, I'm thinking of streaming, and was very surprised by everyone wanting to see storyboards. But I couldn't tell if that's because people weren't interested in anything else or if they just happened to be most interested in storyboards. Anyway, something that I have missed with Eddie, which is this design sheet, is I did not do any extreme angles. So this guy, he's looking up quite a lot here in this pose. That's fine, that's a good extreme angle, and the wind is blowing in his hair, which is why his hair looks that way. But I don't have any extreme angles of him looking down. And when I was working in my storyboards, I realized, oh, hang on a second. I don't know how like these floopy bits, like these front bits of his hair, I don't know how they connect to the top of his head because I haven't drawn like an angle from up top. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out later with him. Maybe add some more expressions, maybe make a whole new expression sheet, or just do some rough sketches for myself. But that is something I want to keep in mind with today's sheet, which is the father. So I still have to do the old man, the kid, the mother. I have not finished designing the mother. She is... I am struggling with her because I want her to look really good, and there's a couple different directions I could go with her that I have not decided upon yet. I also have not designed the cat that's in this film at all. His name is Bubby. This is the best I have so far, is this really high-level drawing. So that's for another time. Oh yeah, I mentioned that I drew the old man and didn't end up liking it. So I did him back in January too, but there's a couple issues here. One is it's inconsistent. Like, his nose is a different angle and shape in almost every drawing. His head is a different shape and size in every drawing. I just don't think that these expressions read the way I want them to. So I'm going to have to work on my consistency with this guy, which may mean redesigning him a little bit. And when I say redesigning him, he's got this pointy nose that is kind of similar to Eddie's, but the other day I was looking at these sketches I did, these test ones from a while back. Let's get rid of this. And I really like this drawing of him. He's a little squishier. And so I think I might change his design to match this, possibly. We shall see. I don't know. I have not decided. Because yeah, he's got a round nose in all of these except for this design, and somehow I ended up going with this. But the side of his head didn't look great. Whatever. Man, character design is hard. Why is this the direction I'm going in life? Anyway, enough about that. Oh, wrong one. That's the kid. Let's work on the dad. Oh, I hate how the reference window loves to reset itself every time I close the file. Okay. There we go. Let's see, what are we starting with? Let's do 0, 1. I like to name my layers in front of you guys because otherwise it looks like I never name my layers. Oh wait, it's because I don't ever name my layers. Whoops. Yeah, if you see me labeling layers, that's a rarity. Usually I don't, and I struggle to find what I'm doing, so name those layers, kids, especially if you're working with others and passing your files on to people. Yeah, I hope you don't mind, I got tea and yogurt at my side. Okay, someone just asked, what app are you using to record Procreate like you're doing now? So I talked about it earlier in the stream. I am using, like, I'm physically connected with a cable, my iPad and my MacBook, and then I'm using Quicktime. You can do a new movie recording and it can select your iPad as a screen. Okay, let's see. I've got a couple questions. Let's look at these. Hi Anya, how much is consistency important to you when you're doing poses and expression sheets? And does that change while doing storyboards? Yeah, so as I mentioned, consistency is very important to me. I love solid drawings and I like things feeling familiar. Am I good at it? That's a whole other question. That's something I'm trying to improve on. And I'm trying to find better tools for how to maintain consistency. I'm not there yet. I'm pretty sure there's some great videos out there already about consistency that I should watch. But I think it's important because it's just a good skill to have to make your characters feel familiar. Otherwise you end up with things like, you know, in Steven Universe, people were complaining constantly about the inconsistency of the proportions and the shapes and the colors or whatever. Yeah, but it's not, like, the main thing about consistency is I wanted to reach a point where the characters are very obviously who they are each time around. I don't want to be confused, like thinking it's a new character that shows up on the screen. So as long as your colors and like shapes are really strong, then it shouldn't matter too much if the characters kind of feel a little bit off from shot to shot. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Hello guys, I'm Meppity fan since 1995. Since 1995, I don't think I was alive for a good 5-6 years actually. I read that that's Russian, but I cannot read Russian well enough to know if there's any swearing in there, so I'm gonna leave that for now. Sorry, Zippity. Anyway, I'd be interested in seeing the pose sheet, and the whole process of that. When working on weird dogs with you, I was amazed at how structured and streamlined you made it, so I'd love to see how you do it. Yeah, I'd love to show pose sheets as well, so I think I might do that on the next stream. Don't know which character I'll pick, but we shall see. Also, just for anyone who's curious, Adam very graciously helped myself and Young on Weird Looking Dogs, which is Young's film that I helped co-direct. Very fun project, and I'm very thankful that you helped out with it. You saved our asses, honestly. Anyway. Time to finally actually draw. I'm procrastinating again. I did this last stream as well. Okay, well, let's start off with an awkward smile. I'm gonna try and base it off of this expression, and just to warm myself up, I'm gonna trace this drawing because, man, I have not touched these characters in so long. Actually, I'm gonna turn down. There you go. Let's turn down the opacity of these guys. Don't need them to be so visible. Yeah, okay. So sometimes if all you care about is the expression and not the angle, it's okay to trace, because you're only copying your own drawings, and it's gonna save you time. And especially if you're working with like a lot of intense animation, you're gonna want to find as many suitable shortcuts as you can. And when I say shortcuts, I mean shortcuts that don't feel like shortcuts. Something that makes your process more efficient, but doesn't compromise the quality of your project. Me tracing over this as an expression sheet, totally fine, because again, all we're caring about here is the face, and the face is going to be new. The body, the head, is going to be consistent. Are these characters for the short animations? Yes, so this is for my upcoming film, FiREWORKS. If you would like to see more behind the scenes stuff, do head over to my Patreon, and for $4 a month, you get access to a Google Drive full of not just stuff to do with FiREWORKS, but other stuff too. And you know what? I need to be paying the rent. So yeah, if you would like to support me financially, you are more than welcome to, but you're under no obligation. If this is all that interests you, then that's great. I appreciate your support either way. Anyway, so here, now it's like, okay, awkward smile. One thing I really recommend when doing expression sheets is having a mirror to hand. Now, I don't have a mirror with me right now. I have like my stream up in front of me. So I could be pulling these facial expressions at myself. I don't know about a handheld mirror in this house. So I think I literally am just going to be pulling these faces in front of you guys, and you're gonna have to deal with it. So what does an awkward smile look like? It's usually a little bit wonky. You kind of squint your eyes a little bit, because usually when you smile, like a genuine smile, your eyes squint because your cheeks go up, and it feels very different to smiling whilst your eyes are still. So if I have my facial expression neutrally and I smile without changing my eyes, it's kind of weird and uncanny. But if I'm properly smiling, yeah, my eyes are shrinking. So I have that. Does this guy have a toothy smile? I imagine that's the case. So I think maybe like a slight smirk. I don't know. Now I'm gonna just be silent and I'm just gonna look at myself and do funny expressions into the camera and test things out, and you guys are gonna have to deal with it. Part of it is like leaning, like he's tilting his head, so I might have to tweak things based on that. I think, does he need one eyebrow raised? That's more mischievous than awkward. I think if we bring up, my face is not very expressive for some reason. I think we can change the eyebrows to look a little sadder almost. So it's kind of like slight embarrassment. Yeah, all right. Well, first issue I'm encountering is the eyebrow shape, right? It's like a triangle. So if he's angry, do I like change it, like tilt the whole thing, or do I keep the angle of this the same? Little stuff like that. Well, I think that for this case specifically, the eyebrows are going to be slightly raised. I'm going to have to make sure it doesn't quite touch the top of the drawing, but I'm also going to have to make sure that the thickness is maintained so the eyebrows don't look like they're shrinking. They don't have to be perfectly symmetrical. Definitely don't. Not for this issue anyway, or this expression. Like that. Then I imagine it's that slight squint. So I always struggle with eyes. You're gonna have to deal with me redrawing and redrawing. You probably saw that I keep saying yesterday. You probably saw that on Thursday too, of me drawing the same thing over and over again. Actually, this eye is too big. Much, much too big. Maybe like this. I'm still disappointed that the music didn't work, guys. I don't know what happened there. But next time, maybe I'll have it fixed. Maybe I'll have one stream in my life that doesn't fall apart on me before I even start. Okay, and when you smile and show your teeth, your lips kind of go up a little, because your teeth don't move. Your teeth are like fused into your skull. Your skull doesn't move around, only your jaw is what moves. Like your lower teeth can, but your top teeth, they stay in place. So when your teeth show, your lips are going up, right? To do that, for them to show. So right now his mouth is closed. So if he's smiling, his teeth are gonna, be higher up. So that smile is slightly raised. And I'm gonna strengthen this cheek here. And I'm gonna, I'm gonna have it slightly raised. And now I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move it off of his reference point because that's just distracting me. And then I'm gonna try out just some smiles. Okay, I think that could work. And the way I'm gonna draw smiles in this film is the teeth are like fused kind of. So rather than delineating the top and bottom teeth, I have them as one. Unless the mouth is open, then obviously I separate them out. And then the other thing I'm thinking about for this guy is to give him a gap in his teeth, because I love gaps in teeth. I don't know. I just think it's fun. Also, hi Tangfastics, that is my beloved pal. How are you doing? I didn't realize you're still a moderator from all the streams in 2021. Sippity sip. My family is like texting me. What are they texting? Oh, they're not texting me. They're texting each other. My dad said, Meppity is live streaming now. I happened to tune in and made a comment. Meppity flipped out. And then he said, oh crap, where did it go? Then he said, What? The comment disappeared. Oh no, never mind. By the way, Meppity's live streaming right this minute. You can tune in and leave her a note. So, thanks, Father. Okay, anyway, I love drawing gaps in teeth, but I try and limit the amount of characters that have gaps in teeth. Otherwise, like, literally all my characters would have it. But I feel like it's appropriate for this guy. So, another thing to note is I have made his mouth a little open. Like, it's just the tiniest amount, but what happens when you open your mouth is your jaw drops down. And because he hasn't fully opened it, he's just baring his teeth a little. This can be extremely minor, but I'm going to make his jaw a little tiny bit bigger, like that. There you go. And then something I'd like to change is the angle of this head. So I'm gonna adjust, actually, you know what? I'm gonna adjust it the other way. No, I'm like debating with myself, like which way should this neck be facing? And I think it might be this way. Yeah, that works. Kind of awkwardly leaning away from whatever he's looking towards. Something about the expression still feels a little bit cold, and I think it's because I haven't made the eyes feel expressive enough. So what I can do here is, I think, adjust the top lids as well. So part of this is having to figure out how eyelids work in my world, in these character designs. I don't want to get too detailed in terms of, like, right now his eye shape is like an almond or whatever, like a pointy oval. If I start blocking that off like this and make it be really multi-sided, it just feels a little too complex and doesn't quite match what I'm going for with the style of these characters. So, let's see. You know what I can do as well? I've done the same with Eddie, is I have made the eyebrows go off of the edge of his face, but I don't have them float out. Like, they don't actually, they're not visible above, they just kind of extend past like that. But I don't know if that's what this expression is calling for, in all honesty. Also, I made it a little too thick. Some of these tweaks can be made in the actual cleanup stage, but because I'm going to forget what tweaks I've made, I'm doing it in advance. So yeah, that could be something. Let's see, how does that look? Yeah, it's something. I don't know if it's like perfect, but again, I will make the tweaks to perfect it later down the line. I'm also going to just ever so slightly rotate and raise this nostril as if like your nose is curling up a little. I don't know if that works or not. Okay, cool. So we have completed awkward smile, so I can cross that off. Now what I can do is I can put sketch number 1 just somewhere over in the corner, and then I move on to sketch number 2. Let's see. Let's try pure joy, and we can try it with the sideways expression. How about that? Okay, so again, we trace the stuff that is consistent, like the hair doesn't move. Also, what do you guys think of this dude's bald patch? I think he might be my favorite design out of all of the characters in this film. He's the most interesting, at least to me anyway. In terms of the line art that I used for this turnaround, which is what I'm referencing, this double line art thing, I'm almost certain I won't be using that in my final film. I just think it's going to look a little messy when paired with the backgrounds, which if you want to see the backgrounds, they are available on my website. But I also will be uploading more backgrounds as they become complete or as I just make more progress on them on my Patreon. Okay, so then his nose is consistent. Little nose swoop. And now Pure Joy, there's kind of a couple directions I can go with that. Is it like big eyes and almost like surprised, or is it full squint like you're almost crying Pure Joy? I think if I'm thinking of my film, the father is seeing his son and is very excited to see his son. His son is like his reason to keep going in life, basically. And I think there's also a little bit of the element of like him pretending to be surprised as if he wasn't expecting to see his son at all. And so I think that wide-eyed, slightly surprised look is going to be good. I do have surprised as a separate emotion here, but I think that's going to fit in a little differently. So those two will be similar, but different. Oh, hi, Sylvie. It's fun seeing people I know in the chat. That's very nice of you to join. Also, yeah, Juan Lamau, when your son says, if you and your ex are going to be friends again, he's referencing a moment in the script. This kid has a way more sass than even the kid realizes. So yeah, kids are savage, just saying. Anyway, back to what I'm doing. So, is his mouth going to be open or closed? Well, you know what? I haven't tested out how the mouth looks from the side being open, so I think this is going to be a good opportunity. I mean, after all, like I already said, expression sheets are a good place to test limits and to test the mechanics of your characters. So, I think maybe something along those lines. Actually, you know what? Also, just to clarify, this is not the only way of saying, oh, this is how Pure Joy looks. Because not at all. It's just for this specific drawing. I'm keeping in mind what I'm seeing in my film. But there's a lot of different Pure Joys out there. And I might do multiple of them because there's multiple happy moments for this character in the film, kind of. That eyebrow may need to go even higher to read stronger, but we shall see. Okay, so now something I want to quickly do is I'm going to trace the jaw, but his chin is going to have moved because his mouth is going to be open. Annoyingly, at least as far as I'm aware, you cannot change the anchor point of a selection on Procreate, meaning that the best I can do is rotate, with the middle of the drawing being where I rotate from. Ideally, I would want it to be rotating somewhere underneath the ear, where the actual joint of the jaw is. But for now, I'm just going to have to take a guess at it being somewhere like this. I don't know, and that means I'm gonna have to adjust this neckline that I created prematurely. Whoops. Something like that. I don't know. And this almost looks gorillas-y, or like a bird, the way I've drawn this mouth. It's not what I was intending, but oh well. And again, I'm kind of getting distracted by the underneath drawing, and so now I spot that things are kind of looking a little off. The tricky thing with this character is proportionally, I have made his eyes super close to the top of his head. Everything, his whole head is really pushed up, and that means that that means that like he kind of looks like he's looking up all the time, unless I make it very clear in my animation that that is his neutral stance. So yeah. Junkie Bolts is saying, I think use the orange bit at the bottom of the selection to change the anchor point. Really? I thought it only changes like the rotation of the selection. So see, I'm using the rotation now, and so now it can be like, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't think it changes your anchor point, unfortunately. Would be great if it did. Oh well, okay. Bounding box adjust, that's what it does. Okay, teeth. Those are some big looking teeth. So this is me realizing I did not, oh no, you know what, that's better. I don't think I correctly placed this jaw, but I don't know. I'm gonna flip this in more because it's sort of sinking back in on himself. And then I'm gonna move this whole jaw inward even more, like that. I'm just gonna redo the neck completely. But maybe it's something along those lines. But now it looks like it's shrinking his neck. That's not what I want. Again, I'll figure it out close to the time, when I get to lining it anyways. Is that gonna look okay? Yeah, this looks fine. And his teeth, I don't know if his teeth on the bottom should be visible. No, I don't think his teeth on the bottom should be visible, but his tongue could be. So I'm gonna add that. Just a quick little swoop. I think his eyes could be even wider, which is like kind of unnatural, but if it's only for like a few frames, those really extreme poses can really help a moment stand out and feel solid. And I think we can make the pupils bigger actually, like as if he's like, you know, really excited. It's that whole thing of like, when you see something you love, your pupils will expand or something like that. I don't know if that's true or what, but yeah. Okay, well, we have 2 expressions down. Actually, I want to increase this even more. Let's make this higher like I said I would. Ba, ba, ba. I'm gonna get music for you guys next time, I promise. Music that works. Cool. Now we're moving on to layer 3. Let's quickly move this guy out the way. And see, the other thing is because I'm tracing these references to the side, now these characters are consistent size-wise to each other, and that's very useful. Let's also cross off pure joy. And again, I may revisit it in a different form, but just for now, the base expressions that I want to get done, I'm checking them off the list. Okay, embarrassed or nervous. I feel like that one's going to be kind of similar to the awkward smile, but I want to change the angle. I want, you know, if someone's nervous or embarrassed, they might be looking into themselves a little more. They might try to make themselves a little smaller. And so my thinking is that his head's going to be tilting down and maybe like a little off to the side, like that. So that's the angle I'm going to work with. Do I have a downturned angle yet? No. So this is where things are going to get a little tricky. But we shall see. You're going to join me on my journey of facial expressions. So I think I'm going to use this angle again in terms of how far it's rotated sideways, but how far it's rotated up and down, that's going to be different. So, you know what? I made the mistake of combining all these layers together. Let me just cut and paste these guys real quick and hide them. So then I can also, what are they? 50? Nah, somewhere around there. Oh, 37, never mind. Okay, So gonna try and get base points in. So his cheeks are quite high up. They're sort of level with the bottom chunk of his ears. But his ears, you know, when you tilt down, your ears now look higher up on your head. So that's something I'm going to consider. Before I even remotely touch the facial expression, I'm just trying to get the head angle in here. I also want him slightly tilted. Cheeks pointing down. His chin comes in quite a lot. And so when he tilts down, that's going to look even more dramatic. So that's something I also want to consider. Okay. Well, this is hard, guys. I mean, I knew it was going to be hard, but doing it in front of everyone is also tricky. Let's see. Raphael says, "Hi Meppity, you are a super big inspiration for me. Thank you for all the very helpful content." Oh, thank you. That means a lot. My goal is to make sure you guys kind of have some guidance and have some answers to questions you may have artistically. How do you come up with story ideas for your shorts? What tips or tricks would you suggest for whom gets stuck in the zero creativity hole that we artists often fall into? Good question. So I took a screenwriting class last semester and I hope to take it again. And every time it was my turn to write a script, I would kind of panic and not know what to write about. But then I realized, oh, you know what? I have a life that I live. Why not write about it? But you can change things up. You know, you can make it that, hi doggy, you can make it that different details of your life are like completely fresh and new, or you can make it more dramatic, or you can change the ending, but you can use your personal life as a base, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Also, Raffle Tune says, "I always forget how to draw at the moment someone starts watching me." Same. I'm like going so slowly here because I barely remember what I'm doing. Oh gosh, it's like kind of disastrous. So the eyes are going to be closer to down here now. The ears are going to be a little further up. Well, that ear doesn't even show. So just this one. Hide this, please. Thank you. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to get rid of this reference for now because it's kind of just in the way. And I have not been using it yet because I haven't used the shoulders. So the eyes are here and the nose kind of starts around the halfway point of the eyes and then tilts down. And then the nostrils are here. I might not end up including the nostrils because now we're at this lower angle. They might not be visible. So then I'm not going to do the eyebrows yet properly. I'm just going to block them in vaguely. Okay. So some issues I'm encountering is I think that the cheeks are still in the wrong spot. Oh gosh, you have to get really precise with your lines here. And now his jaw looks way too skinny because I've done a bunch of messy stuff over here that is not accurate to what I want. I'm also going to bring this guy's hair piece kind of forward. Like it's going to overlap on his head so it feels like it's further in front. We shall see. Yeah, what have I done? What have I done? Also, if we look at the angle from the side, his chin beard thing sticks out. So I'm going to make sure that it sticks out here. Like that kind of, just a little bit. But is that right? The angle still feels way too off. I don't know, guys. How do you draw? This is a character I designed. I should be able to work with him. I think this feels about right, and then something like that, and then the funny hair stuff is around, oh, it's a little higher up, like here. And now I think to sell the angle, you want the points of the hair, like the back pieces, to line up, not horizontally, but at an angle. So I'm gonna go in like this. Broccoli hair would be funny. This guy does not have broccoli hair, but maybe another character. I mean, I have green hair, I'm already halfway there. Okay, so that's like a start. And then I'm gonna adjust where the neck is, which is like kind of here, like it's sort of now hidden mostly behind his jaw-ish, if that makes sense. And then also one thing I'm going to do, also this needs to change even more, is I'm going to flip the drawings. I might actually just flip the whole entire canvas. Thuman, oh my gosh, I had no idea that you watch my channel. Well, hi, thank you very much for stopping by. That means a lot. I hope you're doing well. I've always loved your drawings very much. Good luck, Meppity. I just wanted to say hi, it's midnight in Poland and I'm going to bed. I'm going to watch the stream later. Oh yeah, get some good rest. This is why I was going to stream earlier, so that my fellow Europeans would not be up so late, but I'll try and stream earlier later. But have some good rest. Thank you very much for stopping by. Crap on a stick. Maybe I need to change. How to draw. I am like losing my mind at just basic sketching right now. I feel so rusty. It's actually like not even funny. Because I've been doing a lot of not character-y related drawing. I've been doing a lot of like textural, like realism stuff, if that makes sense. Like, well, let me just show you real quick, just so you can have some visual reference. Oh, it always takes so long to go to gallery. Oh, you are witnessing all my stuff right now. This, I feel very exposed right now. This is, okay, it's on YouTube. Yeah, like this lemon guy, right? Actually, hang on. Let's go to the finished one. This lemon dude, like I drew it all from scratch. There is no high level design happening here, no funky angles or anything. It's just rendering that I was practicing here, but it was fun. So yeah, this guy is like a Patreon mascot. Again, if you want to stop my Patreon, I'm gonna stop plugging it later, I swear. But for now, yeah. Anyway, back to my stuff, which is in the FiREWORKS folder. Okay, well, from that mini break, I've noticed that the neck angle is incorrect here. It should be a little more like this. Yeah, something along those lines, and then brought down a tiny bit further. Yeah, there we go. Well, I'm very glad that you guys like my channel. Thank you, Thuman, for loving my channel. Dylan says, what is it? I love your style and was wondering if you have any tips for style variety for applications. Oh, okay, let me show the banana thing. I just saw that comment. So in terms of style variety, it's not necessarily, oh wait, wrong thing. It's not necessarily that I'm changing my style. Almost, it's more so that I'm focusing on different things. So stylistically, sure, this banana is very different to what I'm currently working on, but it's not that I'm changing like my interests or the vibe I'm going for. It's just that I'm focusing on a different aspect. So here I'm focusing on rendering. I'm trying to make realism happen, you know, but the actual design of the character is still got those same silly shapes that I have in my character designs that are more flat. So maybe it's not quite the answer you're looking for, but I suggest when it comes to variety, it's thinking about different things. So maybe with a different style, it could be impacted by the type of line art you do. Maybe for another set of styles, you could be focusing on the color palette and how that interacts. Like there's a lot of little things that is outside of shape language that can impact a style. But to be fair, at the end of the day, shape language is very important. And that one's like a really hard one to learn to broaden your horizons with, because that's quite an innate part of you. But you can often work on that by practicing other people's styles, you know, like not copying, but trying to reverse engineer what someone does, see how it makes sense. Yeah. If that banana was in a game, it would do a spin attack with a banana peel, send you flying. Oh, that is so true. And it could also even maybe make you slip and fall, all of that. I feel like this guy would be pretty deadly. So yeah. He's another Patreon mascot. He is a Bananimal for the $4 tier. The lemon is for the $1 tier. And then my cheese chap is for the $10 tier. This guy is like, this one did not take very long. Also, I did hand draw the googly eyes as well. This is not me doing expression sheets. I'm so sorry. I will get back to that in a second. Here's the googly eye. If you want to watch how I made this, that is also on my Patreon as a speed paint, and I talk through my process. So yeah, that's there for you if you choose to view. Okay, let's go back to what I'm supposed to be focusing on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no worries on the tips. I hope that they're helpful. Okay, now it is time for me to finally just like fix this dude with blasting the liquify tool. I am so grateful for the liquify tool, honestly, because especially in the sketch phase, like it just fixes so many issues, so many. And then, you know, when you get to inking, you can clean things up and so forth. All right, let me try and get this nose and expression in, and once I've done that, then we can flip the canvas and see if it looks terribly messy. Just as a reminder, we're working on embarrassed/nervous as the facial expression. So one thing I've been doing a lot lately is connecting the, connecting the eyebrow to the nose. I think it's become quite trendy in general. I know that studios like Cartoon Saloon have been doing it for years, so I'm not claiming to be unique by any means. Coraline's done it, like all of that. But part of me is like, I cannot decide if I like that it's trendy or if I'm being too hipster about it and being like, no, I want it for myself. I don't know. Okay, I'm just trying to think, like, what does a nervous eyebrow look like? I don't think it's like the sad thing that I just drew. I think it's a little more complex than that. I think it's more so like this squiggle shape. So is there a way I can create that squiggle shape without overcomplicating these eyebrows? I might have to resort to simplifying it down to just being like an upturned thing like I initially drew. Any current cartoons that you currently watch and recommend? I haven't watched many recently. The most recent thing I watched was The Owl House. Caught up on that. That was pretty good. It felt like I'd seen everything before though. Like nothing felt unique about it except for the characters. Like I think the characters are phenomenally written, but in terms of plot and world building, it feels kind of familiar to me. And maybe, just maybe, that is because I have a lot of very similar ideas, and so when Dana Terrace gets to them first, I'm like, God damn it, I was gonna do that, and so it's maybe calling me out for not being unique enough. So, you know, I think it might be some hypocrisy on my end, nothing against her or the team. I haven't watched season 3 or like the last half of season 3 of Amphibia or any of that. Yeah, I haven't watched cartoons in a hot minute. Let's see. If you have any recommendations for me, though, I'd like to start getting into, like, anime at some point, because the only anime I've ever watched is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I watched that when I was, like, 12, but it was really good, but I think I may have been too young to truly appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, those are some good nervous expressions. I I'm trying to figure out how open the eyes should be. And if the mouth should be open and all of that jazz. I don't know if his mouth needs to be in this M shape constantly. That's his default, but you know what, that's fine. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna draw the eyes in, like as if they're his default open, just so I can get an idea of the shape and size, and then I'll play with that afterwards. Okay, they're a little bit bigger than that. Like this. Man, why have there's not many lines to these characters that I have designed, but I have somehow made them very complex. And I think I've been trying to understand what made them so complex, and it might be just that the shapes and spacing is so precise that that if I get it wrong, it looks wrong very easily. You recommend One Piece? Oh yeah, I was talking with some of my friends about One Piece a few weeks back, and aren't there like literally over 1,000 episodes? I mean, I guess it means that I won't get bored of it. I'm not bored, I won't run out of material. So there's that. Yeah. I mean, it's gotta have gone on for long enough because it's popular and people like it, right? Arcane, I haven't watched that still. I'm really, really bad at watching like any content. It's kind of embarrassing. Like if someone asks me for my opinion on something, I'm probably gonna say, sorry dude, haven't watched it. That's like my default answer, unfortunately. Yeah. That's an Anya problem that I need to fix. But it's weird, like I get kind of anxious about watching like films and TV. Part of it I think is having animator filmmaker brain is like, oh, I must put my full concentration into this thing now. Oh, but I'm too busy. Therefore, I haven't got time to actually fully dedicate a couple hours to watching this. But then I end up proceeding to watch like 6 hours of YouTube instead. And it's like, bruh, I could have watched multiple films in that time. And instead I ended up wasting my time on like dumb YouTube videos. Not all YouTube videos are dumb though. They're really great. Yeah. Let's see. Why is this looking so off? I think the eyes are kind of misplaced. I'm gonna make the teeth show. Just for some variety. Nope, no, I'm not gonna make the teeth show. Never mind. I'm just gonna make him look sadder. Gonna make more of a frown. Let's see, what else are you guys recommending? Yeah, One Piece, My Hero Academy, Ren and Stimpy. I watched some Ren and Stimpy a while back, and I appreciate it for what it is, but I'm not sure like the whole 90s like really dramatic, it's not even gross out humor, but like the extreme visuals of it is for me. I'm definitely more of a grounded in reality type of person. And also, isn't the dude who made Ren and Stimpy like a major creep? Like, as in the whole P word level creep. I guess that's not very helpful. What if he's biting his lip? Yeah, I mean, I drew that a second ago. Oh, that looks like rabbit teeth. Whoa. But I don't know if that's like the kind of pose you would have. That's almost a little too cartoonish, whereas the script that I'm working on, it's like a lot more chill. Like the acting is meant to be very subtle. So I think this is fine for now. Again, these are just rough sketches. I say that I'm spending way too long on each sketch right now, but I'll work with these to make them feel real and believable and so forth. Okay, well, let's flip my canvas. I know I can just flip the image, but I want my reference to also be flipped. Okay, well, I immediately see my issue, and that is that one eye is longer and higher than the other. So let's fix that, shall we? I prefer the way that that eye that I just tweaked looks. So this one is the one that's gonna undergo bigger changes. like that, maybe. Something along those lines. And then I kind of feel like this can actually be pushed a little more like that. Yeah, that feels a little better. And then I've got to add my little ear thingy in. And I'm gonna tilt him up slightly. He doesn't need to be that tilted down. Yeah, that'll do. Just want to check. Okay, now his cheek is too high up. Maybe it needs to go further down like this. I'm sorry if this is boring to you guys, but this is the process of expression sheets, or at least my process. Okay, it's 1 a.m. Good night, Thuman. Get some rest. Yeah, I'm gonna stream earlier for my European pals next time for sure. Hunter x Hunter is a really good anime. Yeah, that one I've heard a lot of good stuff about too. So that's nice. Man, I just need to get over myself and actually watch. Oh, this is like too big now. Okay, if I shrink it, that's about the right size. And we also felt good luck with stream. Bye everyone. Thank you. Good night. The end of part 6 will make it perfect. Maybe. Actually, I forgot I saw a recent trailer for the next episodes of JoJo Part 6. I can't remember the date, but it should be coming out soon. I don't know what... I've never watched JoJo, but one of my good friends actually did voice acting in the English dub and is also working on like his own JoJo-inspired animated series, which is pretty damn cool. So I think for at least his sake, I should watch that. You guys might know who I'm talking about. I don't know. He works on YouTube as well. Let's see. Right. Well, we finished that face. Now we're on to number 4, and now everything is flipped, so I cannot read my writing. Terrified. Oh gosh. Okay. I don't know if I'm ready for terrified. You know what? Screw it. Let's do terrified. For terrified, I'm thinking we want like the head tilted up, shocked facial expression, like mouth agape, eyes as big as they go, like tiny pupils, really horrified. So this is going to be possibly one of the most pushed expressions here. Yeah. I don't think he pulls a face like this anywhere in the film, but yeah. Okay. Let's see. I might... You know, no, I'm not going to flip it. Why did I open this again? Okay. All right. So maybe I'm going to have his head more tanned this time around, at like this 3/4. The Ghost of Molly McGee is cool. Thought it was not going to be, but yeah, I actually watched, must have been like the first episode or something of it, and it seemed pretty fun. It's, I mean, based off of just that one limited experience I had, it seems like it skews ever so slightly younger. I mean, I think it's supposed to. You know, it seems like something that I could perfectly well enjoy, but nah, not right now, I suppose, or something. I don't know. Okay, so this time around, we are tilting up. Anime has some of the best cinematography. Yeah, that's something that is quite obvious in Western animation, is a lot of the time you want economy of boarding, which means you recycle backgrounds, you you keep things very simple and manageable. There's no dramatic angles or anything, and that's just because it's cheaper to produce, and the storytelling and fluid animation is more the focus of a budget for Western animation. And that means cinematography, you know, those really dramatic, beautiful shots and interesting angles are much more sparse. And that is something I love. This film, I hope anyways, is going to be pretty cinematic. So yeah, it's something I'd love to see more of in Western animation. And I think as people are building pipelines that can accommodate for more complex storyboards, we will see more cinematic stuff in Western animation too. Hopefully, I like that. Okay. Let's see. His eyes are going to be wider than normal here. Oh gosh, I am not like decent with drawing angles today. I don't know what is up with me. I think it might be because my iPad is a little, it's like standing up higher. I've got it on this little stand, whereas normally I have it the other way. But I'm worried that if I tilt it, I'm gonna have neck problems, 1, and 2, I'm gonna mess up the stream. So we're sticking with this for now. Okay, let's see. We're gonna have him like just look up, I guess. And then tiny little pupils or something like that. I don't know. What kind of anime would you be looking for? I almost exclusively watch romance anime, so if you're into that, I'll throw out some suggestions. That's very fair. I don't know, I'm not a big romance person. At least I don't think I am, or at least I haven't been. So for me, it's more like mystery stuff like that. Like, I mean, people have said it before. I think someone actually put it in the comments of my last stream of if you could combine any 2 shows, what would it be? And mine would be like BoJack Horseman and Gravity Falls. Like the seriousness, the grittiness of BoJack Horseman, but like the mystery and intrigue of Gravity Falls. Like, what a combo. Could you imagine? I don't know. If someone could pull that off, like that, and then splash some Avatar The Last Airbender adventure in there, and like character building, best show ever, for sure. But I don't know if we're going to see that in a while. I think my nose, the nose feels a little small, and I have a feeling it's because I've connected it incorrectly. Maybe if I connect it like that, make the dramatic angle more dramatic. Primal's getting season 2 drop later this month. Oh yeah, we got to see some behind the scenes stuff of that. Gandhi Tartakovsky came to my school a couple months ago, which was nice. He was interesting to talk to. It's like a depressed Twin Peaks with furries. Is that what what's it called? Is that BoJack Horseman 2? That's actually really funny. I haven't watched Twin Peaks. That is actually one of the things right near the top of my list. I hope to watch it maybe sometime this month. Yeah, that one is like actually like right up on my list alongside more of the Twilight Zone. Also, okay, I don't know if you guys have ever streamed on YouTube, but recently it's been doing this thing where now it's telling me, it's like, now would be a good time to insert ads. And I mean, you know what? I'd love to make YouTube a way that I can afford to live, but I also don't want to subject you to ads. If I need to run to the bathroom or something, I might do that, but I'll warn you in advance so that you can you can go do other things for like 30 seconds. Smiling Friends is really good. Yeah, I've watched Smiling Friends back when that came out. I know some people who have worked on it. And looks like it's an interesting group of people. It's kind of like taking Newgrounds humor and bringing it into 2021/2022, which is very fun. Also, these teeth are at the complete wrong angle. How do I make these teeth without overcomplicating the drawing? See, the problem with my drawings is they're very graphic stylistically, but because I really love solid drawing and like really nuanced angles, I end up getting stuck with having to find this like really hard to find balance between what's it called? Between like graphic shape, not graphic design like posters, like graphic quality and like accurate 3D stuff. Something still feels off. Like he doesn't feel terrified. He just looks like he's opening his mouth really wide. Maybe straighten out this so that it feels like that. Yeah, that's better. Is there any studio you hope to work for one day? Yeah, it kind of changes depending on how each studio is doing reputationally. When I was little, I really, really wanted to work for Pixar, but a couple things changed. One was that I haven't been that interested in most of their recent films. And the other big thing is I don't really like making films. I love TV series. I love the scope of them, as in, like, you can tell so much more with a TV series because there's just much more runtime. And sure, it might have its own limitations, but I'm very willing to work within those limitations. I much prefer to watch TV over film. So, yeah. And then, like, in live action, you get some really great crossover. Like, I would say Breaking Bad is pretty damn cinematic, as well as Better Call Saul, which I am very excited for the final half of the season to actually show up, whenever that is. I think it's like the end of this month, right? So yeah, let's see if we can get more of that animation. Okay, I'll do that. Right, I'm gonna tweak this mouth. Right now it almost feels like his lip is like curling up. And so I think what I need to do is open it out more, like that. And I think his teeth need to show. Actually, no, that makes him look too froggish. Struggle. I feel like I'm holding my mouth in his pose. Oh, why is it so hard? I think part of the struggle is the angle that I've given him. Okay, I'll tweak that in a moment. For now, I'm gonna fix this up. And then his little beardy thing, his little goatee thing is like here. And then his little hair thing is gonna be really small. Actually, it might be even more to the side. Something like this. And then his ear is going to be further down, like that. So, boom. I know it's not. It's going to be like here, which means that I've drawn his hair incorrectly. It's going to be closer to that. Okay, that feels about right. Are we getting some strange... Is there spam happening? How to Train Your Dragon. I don't really like watching movies, blah, 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 blah. Thanks. Any limitations to frames per second, etc.? Rough Animator. I've never used Rough Animator, actually, but I've heard pretty good things about it. Okay, let's get that swoop in there. Then what's the angle like here? Something like that. Sometimes in the sketch, I draw extra lines. For example, this line here, like kind of bringing the ear in towards the jawline. I might not end up drawing it because he's quite chubby. He doesn't have a defined jawline, but it gives me a good idea of how things are structured. Also, it looks like I've done this exact same sort of expression for all of my characters so far, but that's kind of fun in itself, seeing what different versions of the same expression are depending on the character. Actually, you know what? Let's not do that. Liquify tool, come save me, please. Alright. What does Meppity use for animating? I use Toon Boom Harmony primarily these days, although I also am used to TV Paint. TV Paint's pretty, like, it's really beautiful. It's a French app, or not app, French program, but the problem with it is it's very like outdated, and they seem to be very, very stingy about the product. And so sometimes, like, I couldn't upgrade from like the the standard version to the pro version because they wanted a bunch of proof of stuff that I didn't have, and that's because they're so scared of people pirating their software that me, like, legitimately willing to spend an extra like $200 was unable to purchase it. So yeah. Any must-know tips for Toon Boom Harmony or Storyboard Pro? Oh, I am not used to those apps. I keep calling them apps. I'm really not used to that software at all yet. In terms of Harmony, I was using it quite a lot back in like April, like March, April, for Weird Looking Dogs, that film I worked on, but I haven't touched it since then, so I don't remember how to use anything. Like, it takes me a couple days to warm up usually, or a couple hours, I would say. Okay, I think we need extremely wide eyes, but that like slight eye dip thing, like this. Okay. Man, this mouth is really hard. You know what? I think widening it like that just then kind of helped. I think. I think that I'm trying to figure out like where his throat kind of shows up, just as like a 3D thing to help me. I'm also debating if I should add a heart in, but the mouths are going to be, I think, just plain black because that'll be faster to animate. Is in the inside of the mouth. You'll have the tongue, but everything else is black. I think. I don't know. That's another little solve that I haven't figured out yet. But that would be about economy of like coloring and stuff. Now I don't know how the teeth should work. I guess maybe I just don't have the teeth. Maybe I have like a silly little tongue as if he's screaming. Sure. And you know what? Because I like being all goofed up in my emotions, and also because actually it's good practice to see what the angle of the shape of the face is, I'm gonna give him tears. Sorry, buddy, but I'm gonna make you cry. Actually, I'm gonna change the angle ever so slightly to be that. Something like that. Yeah. All right. I think this should adjust because the neck is not there. We need the head in first. Oh, goodness me, guys. Why is this so difficult? And his eyes aren't quite looking at something, but again, I'll tweak that close to the time. Now let's try flipping the canvas again. Flip horizontal. Oh, you know what? I think I did a pretty good job on this one. The only thing is it feels a little flat. So let me do some tweakage on the chin. Like that. Now he looks like he's got like a really buff chin, which is not what he has. He has a big chin, but it's not buff. I guess like adjusting it like that, and then make the tears feel more round. There you go. Yeah, that's better. And then yeah, that's good enough. All right. Let's flip the canvas back. And let's move him over here. How is he size-wise? I think a tiny bit shrunken down. It looks like he's bigger than all the others, but that's just because his mouth is so big and wide. Okay. All right, number 5. This is going to be the halfway point. I don't know if I'm going to get everything done today, to be honest. I was hoping to do so, but it depends because I need to walk the dog. Well, I guess I walked him so late to start that I can walk him at like 5. We shall see. Sorry, I'm taking a yogurt break. I feel so wrong when I say yogurt, but that's how I meant to pronounce it, so I don't know. Expression list. Terrified. Oops. Terrified. Done. Goofy face. Confused. Excited. Melancholy. I kind of want to try upset / slightly angry. I don't know what my spelling of slightly is here. What? There you go. That's a really unnecessary change that I'm making, but yes, okay. So, I like the idea of upset / slightly angry being directed directly towards us. So, we can have front on. Although, okay, actually, let me look at something. So, on here, I actually did 2 directly front-facing poses. This one, and then one more, which I ended up scrapping. It wasn't even badly drawn. I just thought it looked really awkward. I wonder if it's still around. Is it number 11? No. Oh, it was this one. Hang on. What am I looking at? Okay. Yeah, I did this drawing. And it just looked weirdly too symmetrical. So maybe I won't do a completely front-facing thing. I don't know. Okay. Thinking. Maybe I will do this angle again, but I will have it the other way so that the hair piece doesn't end up being super repetitive. Yeah. And I'll have like the eyes maybe look right at us. I think I can do that. But I think I'm gonna have it tilt down just the tiniest amount. That's probably what I'm gonna do. You know, I just realized settings-wise, I don't think you can see. Oh, you can see my brush cursor. Weird. Okay. This is going to be like a tiny bit tilted down. Not near as much as this one. Although this one's not even massively tilted down at all. And I need to do some of that exploration. So maybe I should tilt. Let's see, what can I tilt? I can tilt melancholy. Yeah. And then eyes are like here. Hair piece is going to be here, but I'm going to flip it. Sorry if you mentioned earlier, what's the canvas size that you use for character sheets? I go pretty big. You don't need to, but my reference point is like standard TV format is like 1080p HD is 1920 by 1080. That's 16 by 9 ratio. And then it's 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels. But because I have a lot going on in expression sheets, there's lots of drawings, I actually typically increase the size. So what I've been using is 3840 pixels by 2160 pixels. Which I think is like 1.5 times the size, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Basic math is not going to be in my brain right now, so don't ask me to do that, please. But yeah, 3,000 something something by 2,000 something something. But it doesn't really matter too much, frankly. I mean, to me anyway, as long as it doesn't look too crunchy. And if you're planning on printing something out, you want your DPI or dots per inch to be a little higher. But beyond that, it's like, if it looks okay, then it's probably fine. Actually, what's this mysterious line that appeared? Bam, bam. Little higher. We'll go with this. Man, I don't know what I'm doing. Another random question. Have you ever heard of ArtFight? ArtFight 2022 started at the beginning of the month. I hadn't heard of it, but I noticed a lot of people have been promoting themselves and their ArtFight accounts on like different Discord servers that I'm in, including my own. Which, reminder guys, I have a Discord server. I believe it is linked in my description if you would like to join. But yeah, I have heard of it, but I have no idea what it entails. I don't really plan on participating in it because I've got my own stuff I need to be focusing on. But it looks like it's really fun and like a friendly occasion despite the name. So yeah, I'm glad that it's a thing. Especially since the dramatic sort of death of Inktober. Yeah, events for artists are always nice. Okay. That feels somehow wrong. Oh, I know why. Because I want this one to be flat, and it's not. Okay. So then the nose is going to be, so this one is upset / slightly angry. So this is, I think, going to be our first face that has like downwards turned eyebrows. But I don't want it to be like too intense, I guess. I don't want him to be like outraged because he's only slightly upset / angry. He's disappointed, you know, it's that deal. And then his eyes are going to be a little skinnier, I think. And he's going to be looking right at us, methinks, for this. If I get all mumbly, can someone please tell me? Because I'm just like, you know, talking to myself basically. So it's a little hard for me to realize when I am, becoming mumbly. Okay, that's a good start. I'm gonna make those eyebrows more angry, but not right now. Right now I just want to get the basic blocking of this nose in, and then the mouth. The nose is too straight up top. He's got a round nose. Yeah, there you go. It's hard to make this guy look upset. He looks so goofy. I want to be scared of him. I think this could work. We can do some of the whole asymmetry thing and kind of, oh, I don't know how to do this. Maybe a tinge of disgust. Yeah, exactly. I think with that, like, it's really tricky because I don't want super cartoonish expressions. That's the last thing I want. I want these guys to feel pretty serious. His eyebrows feel weird when they're that close to his eyes. I've got my own theme tune stuck in my head. That's kind of silly. Oh wait. There you go. Cool. I know he's not quite directly looking at us still, so I'm gonna fix that. I think something around there. Yeah. Nope, he's still looking ahead instead of at us. Whatever. I'll fix that later. Now his eyes are too small because they're so narrow, so I guess I'm gonna have to stretch them out to make them feel right. Chin wrinkles, that's a very good point. I feel like his chin wrinkles are covered by where his beard thing is though, because his chin isn't here. It's like really far down. Because he's got such a silly set of expressions. Let's raise the cheek a little. Just a little, that's a bit too much. Gosh, yeah, the precision of these lines is too much. I don't know why I did this to myself. Okay, yeah. Yeah, now he's looking too far down. And he's still looking to the side. This is honestly the hardest part for me, is getting the eye contact to make sense. But it's really, really important. Man, I just got in here and I was wondering why I see Trump here. My mind playing tricks. Either this is Trump. What? You know what? I can kind of see it to a degree. That's funny. No Trumps in this household. I wouldn't waste my time drawing him, at least. Plenty of people do that already, both flattering and unflattering. I don't feel like joining in on the party. Okay, I'm seeing issues, don't worry, I see them. I'm gonna increase, okay, the struggle here is I don't want things to tangent too much, but I also am aware that the hair needs to connect. So it's like, do I just go ahead and connect it? But that would mean he's tilting his head down a bunch. Oh, you know what? That made me realize something. With sketch number 3, is he's tilting down, but his hair is not connected the way it should be for being that angle. Okay. That's a little better. Da-da-da-da. Oh man, issues everywhere. Okay, well, let's go back to number 5. Let's see. Screw it, this'll be fine. I will shrink it ever so slightly though. Yeah, this'll be fine. And then scoop this forward. And then tweak the eyes. Why are eyes so hard to draw? I want to see how it looks with his mouth slightly. He looks so goofy. I don't think that I'm gonna have an open mouth, but I want to test it out. Yeah, no. I think this is posing a huge issue to me. They're like eye direction. But this might be it. This might be the one. Yeah, I think that looks like he's looking at us, right? Kind of. He looks maybe like he's looking past us a little. I think we can add like one nostril showing. Not that big, but kind of like a flared nostril. I've made him more angry than I wanted him to be, but that's okay. All right. And then finally adding the neck in. I might add shoulders to all of these guys, depending on if I have room when I lay all the sketches out. But for now, this is fine. Okay. Number 5 is done. Okay, well, we're halfway. Upset, so slightly angry. I don't know what I want for excited or melancholy or mild panic. I'm kind of like tired and confused. I might just do one more expression sheet and be done with it. Maybe. I feel like that's a cop-out that I'm leaving too soon though. I promised myself I would finish a sheet today. Let's see. Okay, well, number 6. Confused, goofy face, excited, melancholy, surprised, or mild panic. Let's do confused. And I think we can do a front on for this. I think that's fine. But like ever so slightly tilted up. And he's like, eh? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So even if I'm changing the angle ever so slightly with this, like tilting him up, I can still use like the tracing technique as a bit of a reference because it's similar enough that I don't think it's going to be a problem. Like as you can see, I am adjusting where my lines are, but they're still very much based on the initial drawing underneath. So the eyebrows would be up here. And then the nose would be kind of like, that's maybe a bit too much. There we go. Actually, let's make the angle different because I think it'd be funny for him to have like a wonky expression again. So I'm looking at myself, lol. So the side that's curled up has a squinty eye, and what? And the eyebrow is furrowed. Okay, so eyes are like up here, but then this one is going to be squinty. And let's make him look, let's make him look to the side or something, just for some variety. Well, he's been looking to the side most of the time. What am I talking about? Okay, that's good enough. And then let's adjust the angle of this to be like that, and then move the ears down. Move the ears down. I'll figure out the symmetry and fix that afterwards once I've moved off of the thing I'm tracing, because right now it's a little distracting. Then we tilt the angle of this down because everything is tilted down. Okay. No, just to be more interesting, I'm going to make the neck slightly wonky, and then we can rotate it all now. Like that. Yeah. Oh, I've made this nostril look too wonky, I think. But this is a good start. I have no idea how many people are viewing this right now. I am not actually on my live stream. I'm just on the live stream settings window, and it happens to have chat available for me, which is great. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna check on my own stream. Hang on. My dad is saying silly things to me on our WhatsApp. Okay. My channel. Let's check me out live. I'm going to turn my volume down though. There's 78 of you watching. Nice. Do I make my sketches more detailed and then not like make major decisions in the line art stage, or the opposite? So, expression sheets are very different to how I typically draw. Normally, I am way looser with my sketches because they're just a vague idea where I have to do the basic problem solving, and you know, it has to feel right, but then I can adjust everything afterwards when I'm at the line art stage, because the main point of the sketch is just to block something in. But with expression sheets, every tiny detail is very important and accurate. And so I want to be as close as I can get to accurate, with some exceptions. Like if it's changes that I can see that need to be made that will feel right once I have like the actual line art in, then it's a little different. It doesn't feel so it doesn't have to be like perfect, but it definitely has to be close. So I'm just going to tilt this down more because I'm going to hunch over. Yeah. Let's see. Let's lean this like even more. I kind of like the idea of his mouth being open. Kind of like sound, like that kind of unpleasant like that. And then I'll make it even more dramatic. Like that. And I can also probably make the eyes look a little more to the sides. Actually, no, this is fine. This is fine. He hasn't got this angle yet anywhere. I kind of want to stretch him out all over though. Just a tiny touch. Okay, that's good enough. And then I'm going to rotate like, yeah, that's fine. Okay, well 6 was faster than I thought it was going to be. It's 4 p.m. Wow. That's confused. So we are... Oh! Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I wrote a list of 11 expressions. Didn't realize that. Okay. I want to draw like a dramatically tilted down expression. So let's see. Maybe I'll figure out which expression I'm doing afterwards. I don't know, but we'll make this number 7. Okay. Just for the sake of problem solving. Let's do this angle. Okay. Gosh, this is going to be hard. I'm going to maybe try a different technique here, where his face is essentially broken into planes. So his face is like this dramatic pointy out angle, and then this dramatic pointy in angle, and it's quite it sort of sticks out a little on these sides too. Actually more like that. And then the neck is like round. So, and there's like a little bit of bump for his forehead if you see the side angles. Just a little tiny bit. Do you think you will return to Lightheaded in the future? No, that was a first year project that fell apart because of the pandemic. I never felt particularly attached to it, unfortunately. So I don't think I've lost anything too intense from abandoning it. It would have been nice. I think the visuals would have been really, really cool. I wanted to do a bunch of mixed media stuff, but yeah, I've got to move on. I think my skills have now surpassed what I was intending to do with it. And also, a lot of this like really exciting stuff that I was working on alongside it will now be integrated into this film. So yeah, you win some, you lose some, but I think overall I've won a lot. I'm trying to get this angle to feel right. But it's really tricky because his chin is so big and his forehead is also so big. And let's see, how does the side of his head look? It's quite long. That's kind of his head. His bald patch is like here. Actually, you know, I probably need to shrink this down even more. Like that. This is not my normal approach, but because this guy is so blocky and so intense, I figure it makes sense to do it this way. And his ears are going to be like somewhere all the way up here because they're quite far back on his head. Like that. Yeah, something like that. Sure. And then his hairline is, oh gosh. It is in this funny widow's peak shape. And the eyes are gonna be further down, like over here, I think. And then the eyebrows, they don't need to be overlapping like they do oftentimes in real humans, because his hair is so sloped. Ooh, we've got the spam back. Glad I caught that when I did. That's hide user on this channel. Cool. And then let's report it. Cool. Amazing. I don't get who would click on those. I'm very curious to see what those links would do though, you know? I want to commercial spam, pornography. We'll do that. Okay. Yeah, I love spam, don't I? Can you guys still see the message, or is it like gone for you? Because it's still there for me. I don't know, I mean, I reported it and I removed it and I hid this user from my site, but I don't know. Anyway, the nose kind of ends a little bit past that little line I've made, that like halfway-ish point. So I guess I'm gonna do that again. Does that mean you and mom are friends again? Okay. Yeah, something like that. Wait, but that feels wrong. I think it needs to be straighter like that. Oh boy, why is this so difficult, guys? I'm showing you the struggles of doing this for a job. I say for a job, This is self-inflicted, but I do need to make this film for school because I haven't yet made a film for my cow arts career, which is kind of, to a degree, feel like a little bit of a failure, not gonna lie. Which is silly, I know, because I've made films with friends, but I haven't made my own film. And that is something I really, really want to do before I get out of cow arts. I'm supposed to do it 4 times over, so the fact that I'm entering my 3rd year and still haven't made a film of my own, the pressure's on. It really is. Yeah. Okay. Let's extend that slightly. This is not looking right. Bro, have you got to become a voice actor? Yeah, I would love to get into voice acting at some point, but I feel like I need more range. I can do a kid's voice. Wow, yay. But, like, I need more than that. I could also, I guess, do, like, a sexy, posh English accent, but... And an American one. Can I do a good job of it, though? Absolutely not. If you hear my American accent... You'll have to decide for yourself if it's passable or not, but I don't think it is. But yeah, I do voice act in this film. I am the kid. I am one of the main characters because I love being self-indulgent, and you know, it's easier. It's easy to just kind of do things the way you want and then have someone, so for example my sound engineer, to tell me if it sounds bad. But essentially, I'm still kind of going for what I'm wanting. Okay. These angles that I've made are making everything look a bit too intense. Like this cheek coming out is not what I want, actually. Yeah, we'll rein it in a little. Da-da-da. Soften that up. And then... this can stick out. How much does it stick out? Not too much. Whoa, why is that? Oh. Okay. Like that? Something along those lines. I just realized this angle was wrong this whole time. No wonder it was all off looking. Okay. God, it feels so wrong. Well, the eyes are too close together. I mean, not close together enough, sorry. That's gotta be fixed. And then bring it in more on the side. Okay. I almost feel like the hair is still a little too far forward. Perhaps something closer to this. Man, this is just all trial and error. And it often is error. Okay, I'm gonna erase these lines because they're confusing me. Right, what expression am I doing? Let's see. I'll do melancholy. I think we've got to narrow the eyes, partly because of the angle, not so much because of the expression, but also it just doesn't feel right now. And then have the eyebrows pretty close to the face. Kinda. Yeah, that's pretty decent. I think, annoyingly, the tip of the nose is kind of crossing over where the mouth should be, and I don't want that to be that tangent, so that's a little annoying. Crap on a stick. Well, you know what? Sometimes you can fake it. I think this will be fine. It doesn't quite fit the extreme of the angle that I want, though. This whole drawing is like really off. Like super duper off. Actually, like, yeah, straight up, these ears are now way too high for what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna have to shrink everything. Like this. And then tilt it over that way. And then make this angle more extreme on this side. Maybe make this extreme on this side. Yeah, I am really struggling with this angle, but this is why I've got to do it now rather than in the storyboards, because if I'm waiting until like the storyboards, or God forbid even the animation, then I'm screwed, because I'm spending so much time trying to figure things out that should have been solved for me a long time ago, and that can lead to all kinds of issues. So yeah, best practice to not wait until it's too late. I think we can like leave this ear. Oh, come on, eraser. I'm curious, for those of you who use iPads for with Procreate and have like this, what is it, second generation pencil, you know, you can like tap twice and it switches between, like if you look at this, the iPad screen, it switches between eraser and pen. Do you actually use it? Because I don't. It doesn't seem to work for me. As in, like, it works fine, but it never seems to cooperate when I ask it to. And so I just end up giving up and not bothering with that technique. Am I the only one? Okay. I guess I'm going to add a smidge of a neck in here. This drawing looks so off, it's actually kind of funny. I can hide this now. Yeah, there you go. Fun fact, guys. See, some people use it all the time, some people don't use it at all. This is what I'm curious about. It's like, it seems to be one of these features that is not polarizing, that's not quite the right word, but it's like you either love it or you hate it, or you don't know about it, and there seems to be no in between. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna actually make the chin a little rounder, like that. That fits his vibe a little more. God, I've got so many of these extra sketch lines in here now that kind of are ruining the look and feel of this. Unfortunately, you have first gen. I mean, yeah, you say unfortunately. The only real huge benefit, I think anyway, to this new generation is that you can like clip it to the side of your iPad and it charges, rather than having to really awkwardly like stick it in on the side and have it be a liability for like 20 minutes as it charges. I don't know what's up with that. Oh, you know what? Okay, I have a random question. This is super unrelated, but I just looked up at my screen, and for the streams, or just for any YouTube video, YouTubers have the option of including like a watermark, aka their profile picture, in square format on the bottom right corner of their screen. Can you see a watermark for my stream right now? And is it still my old profile picture? If it's my old profile picture, let me know, because I would have assumed, it's been like 3 weeks since I've updated everything, that it would have changed by now. And I tried to find in the settings if there's anywhere to manually do it, but apparently Google just kind of like slowly rolls out the changes over time. But it said like, oh, it may take up to 3 days. It's like, it's definitely been more than 3 days since I updated my profile picture. Anyway, he looks like he's gone pierced through the nose with like a spear. That's not what I want. I think his nose is too big. That's what is feeling really off about this. Actually, no, let me duplicate this. and then really turn the opacity in that version down. Oh yeah, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm feeling like fixing stuff up, but I'm nervous about making any drastic changes, I always duplicate my layer, and then I turn down the opacity on like the one I'm not changing. I use that as a reference point, and then I can see if things are looking, if they're looking okay or not. Yeah, so then I can delete that older version afterwards if I don't think I need it anymore. If I'm still feeling unsure, I can keep both as two new separate options. All of that. I'm noticing that this eye is still way too long. I don't know why I'm so bad at consistency with these eyes. This is why I need to just go back to, what's it called? Dot eyes. I updated mine a while ago and it had to be done separately than the profile picture itself. Really? That's so weird. I don't know where to do that. I'll find it, but thank you for letting me know. I will make that fix accordingly soon. I could have sworn that I changed everything I needed to change, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I missed something, which is perfectly reasonable, makes perfect sense. Okay. Something like that. Oh god, this one has taken a while, but this is the one that I would expect to take a while because this is the hardest out of the angles. So yeah. Okay, then we're moving on to 8. I'm so happy that this feature works, so you guys can see my iPad screen, honestly. Like, I don't know why it's so funny to me, but yeah. Anyway, thank you for letting me know that my profile picture is old on the watermark. Gonna have to change that. See you folks, need to go to bed, been hanging out. Okay, yeah, good night. Thank you very much for stopping by, the cool dude. What have we got next? So we've done melancholy, kind of. Whatever. I mean, I always draw sad-faced characters. I can figure that one out from any angle at another time. I think surprised is good. I always like surprised. Just a little round mouth is always fun. Okay. What angle should I do this one from? I think a more extreme angle might be fun for this one. So let's do that. I'm gonna use this as reference instead. Whoa, what happened here? Oopsie, accidentally changed the size of my brush. Should be in the Creator Studio, customization, branding. Updating the ones that, oh yeah, it might be a Chrome thing then, because I use Chrome. I might have to change browser. I've had so many issues, like I had to change my profile picture for, like, just my main account profile picture 3 times before anything happened. And it only worked when I changed it on Safari instead of Chrome. So maybe it extends to this too. Who knows? Just an FYI, I know I very briefly mentioned it earlier, but if I suddenly end up having to go, it's because I need to take the dog on a walk because I'm meant to take him out between 4 and 5 p.m. and it is 4:22 for me right now. So yeah, just like a quick little letting you know situation. Okay, all right. I'm gonna now move this, well not move, I'm gonna stretch it like that to indicate the mouth is open, and then I'm gonna adjust this angle to be different. What do you guys say I come back tomorrow and finish off doing the expressions? Would that be interesting to you, or would you want me to just move on and do pose sheets and I can show you the finished product just straight up? If I do end up showing like, sorry, if I do end up working on finishing this tomorrow, I would not keep that live stream, I don't think. Maybe. I'm not sure. Because I don't know if that's interesting to you guys. I really, man, I am trying to figure out what my audience likes, because I was expecting people to be very interested in my critique video recently, and then that one is the worst any of my videos have ever done. No hard feelings, like it happens, but I just was kind of surprised, you know? Yeah. Are you on summer break right now? Any cool projects or internships you can tell us about? I am on summer break. I am not working any internships. I actually turned down one because I realized that my time being able to work on my own projects is very limited. And also the pay would not have been very good at all. It would have been in New York for $15 an hour, which is just like not a livable wage. So I turned it down, but I am doing like some occasional work for Hornet still. Hornet is a company I worked for last year as well during my year off of Cal Arts, and they're the ones who do the ads for Ralph's if you're in Southern California, also known as Kroger. It's got a bunch of different names depending on which state you are in the US, but I really enjoy working for that team. They're always very nice and friendly, and we get a lot of stuff done. But yeah, you're interested in seeing your process, so you'd love to see more live stream content related to this. Love that critique video, sucks that it didn't do well. Yeah, I'm still kind of a little miffed that it didn't do well, just because like I think people would find it useful, but you know what? The right people will find it, and the video exists. I'm happy that I made it. If I didn't make it, if I deleted it because the views are doing badly, then that kind of sucks, and that defeats the point of why it's out there in the first place. So yeah. Okay, so you guys are interested in seeing my process. You'd love to see me live stream or content related to this. Sure thing. I think eventually, because I don't know how sustainable streaming like this is going to be for me, I might end up starting to stream on Twitch or Discord, but it might be just to Patreon people occasionally. But I would, like, as in a little bit of both, but I'm debating. I'm really unsure on where I'm taking this. Because again, I don't want to clog up my account with a bunch of this type of content if that's not what people want. Let's tweak the cheeks. I really like little O-shaped mouths, they're funny. Good. His eyes look so, like, they look like they're pointing away from each other. It looks so goofy. You know what? Maybe let's have him look almost cross-eyed and looking up. That'll be more interesting. Oh no! You know what? It looks like something else. I'm not gonna do that, never mind. I'm gonna have him looking down, because that is less risky. And it's kind of interesting. And doesn't look like he's cross-eyed or pulling a dodgy face. I mean, this doesn't look right, but let me tweak it, you know? Oh, unlist and put in a playlist? Oh wait, can I do that? You guys, I've been on YouTube for a while and I don't know even the most basic things. You are helping me out so much. So if I made a playlist publicly available on YouTube, but had the video be unlisted, then you could still see it? Hey, now that is a solution. Thank you very much, M. Pablo. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Okay, that is very good to know. I'm gonna shrink that in more. Oh, we've got the spam back. Thank you so much. Oh, whoops. Okay. Let's report that. I need to get mods. I have my sister as a mod, but she's at work right now, so I'm gonna leave that. You can totally do a public post. Okay, I know a lot of people do it for separate VOD channel. Either works, I suppose. I could try a VOD channel thing, especially if I do move to Twitch for streaming. Just like, you know, so that people can view stuff on YouTube too, kind of deal. I don't know. Ugh, man, why is being a content creator difficult? It's meant to be easy money. I'm joking, it's definitely not easy money. You put in a lot of work and then you don't get the money for the work. But then sometimes things blow up, but it's always the stuff that you care about the least that blows up. And you end up accidentally putting way too much value in numbers, and so your self-worth gets kind of impacted. This is a hard job, but I enjoy it for the most part. I really do, and I'm glad to be back. I don't know what kind of surprise I want from him, but he's been kind of doom and gloom mostly, so I think it's gonna be like kind of neutral / teetering towards happy. I'm gonna move the tongue down. Okay, are teeth visible? Yeah, we'll make them slightly visible. Also because his bottom teeth haven't been visible yet. Cool. I just realized that in his confused expression, his tooth gap is not big enough. Okay. Alright, we're getting there, guys. We're really, really getting there. I'm thinking of maybe adding some shoulders to him if we have the space for it. We shall see. Okay. I kind of want to ink and finish one drawing today for you guys, just to say we've done that, but again, depends on how long we've got. Okay, number 9. So yeah, we've got 3 more drawings that I'm gonna do. So that was surprised. Now, how do I do mild panic? Because I'm trying to, again, think about what that applies to in my film. This yogurt has been out for so long now. It's like room temperature. It's kind of gross. And it's a week out of date. But Best Buy dates are a scam, so it's fine. I say that. Maybe I'm going to end up like keeled over the toilet later today because I'm eating lukewarm, out of date yogurt right now, but What are your top couple animated movies that really affect your style and storytelling? I wouldn't say it affected my style because the direction that I wanted to go stylistically was decided before it came out, but I'm so happy to see it out there, is Mitchell's versus the Machines. That like really textural, imperfect feeling style of 3D animation. I don't love the character designs, like the huge eyes and stuff. I respect it for what it is a lot, but like that's not the style I'm talking about that I love. It's the way that everything is rendered and the way that it all feels. And also that it's mixed media, that there's like stickers and 2D bits and puppets, and mixed media is just so fun. Yeah. Stuff that Worthy Kids does as well, Ian Worthington I believe is his name. Like that is really fun on YouTube. I love that kind of stuff, for sure. Should we do another sideways one? Let's do another sideways one, just because I'm feeling lazy. I want to get this out of the way. I'm moving to LA next year. I was wondering if you had any LA living tips or cool places to visit. I've been to Cal Arts a couple times. You might see my business cards tacked on some corkboards in the hall. I've definitely seen your business cards. I was really confused at first because when you worked with us on, what's it called? This is Adam's Seats, by the way. When you worked with us on Weird Looking Dogs, I was like, this name feels familiar. Have I seen this person before? And then I realized, like, walking past and through a corridor one day, I see your business card. I'm like, oh, makes sense. Oh, these bots are back again. Honestly, they're just funny at this point. I was about to add it as a moderator. That's not what I want. Let's remove that. Thank you, thank you. Lol, love that for me. At least you guys I know are smart enough to not click on them. Hi, doggy. I think this is the dog telling me that he wants to go on a walk. Yeah, I know you're saying hi. I don't think you can see him from here. Maybe you can see his tail. Wait, can you see him? What is that funny noise? Hey, wait, can you stand here for a second? See if the audience can see you. I can barely see your head. Puppy dog. Ah, you are stinky. Well, you're clean, but you'd smell like a dog. I'm not a huge dog person, not gonna lie. He's very cute, but I'm more of a cat person. They're more low maintenance. Okay, let's see. Or even a bird person. That's kind of really what I am. Ooh, you got real dog breath happening right here, pup. I've already had excited. Well, that was like pure joy, but my pure joy doesn't look like pure joy. It looks more like excited. We can do mild panic then. Yeah, let's do that. Everyone's liking the dog in chat. Ugh, you're looking between my fingers? You're weird. You're a strange boy. Do you think that you can be patient and wait half an hour, puppy? Or do you think we should get going really soon? We walked late today, this morning, because I got up so late. Which is my fault, I know. So maybe we can wait a tiny bit longer. Yeah? I know you're a very patient pup. Gotta sleep soon, so maybe the dog is a blessing in disguise. You guys don't need to stay up this whole time. Please do not feel obliged to be up here this entire time. If you need to go, you can go. I will keep this video up for sure. So yeah, please don't worry about that. And I do plan on streaming more, so if you're worried that you've missed your only chance, you haven't. I'll be back, and hopefully with less audio issues. Maybe he just woke up from his nap. I think he just wanted to come say hi. He behaves differently if he wants to walk. Oh, screw it. Okay, wait. Let's move this a little bit like that. Cool. Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. I'm curious, have you guys done expression sheets before? Is that something that interests you? I know a lot of you have OCs, I certainly do, and I think expression sheets are really fun because it's like, it brings the characters to life a little bit. And then again, I tend to be addicted to things like turnarounds, which are pretty naturally soulless. And so these are one of the few opportunities I get to have something that feels alive, if that makes any sense. Привет, Anya. I really like to watch your YouTube channel. It's so inspiring and colorful, and your dog is amazing. Wanted to say thanks for your hard work. Thank you, Artyom. Artyom. Thank you. So I I need to get better at Russian. It like slips every time I don't use it. And there's not very many Russians in this part of the world apparently. Well, at least not near me. I kind of, in terms of the expression, it's like I want a grimace almost. Like, but that's hard to do from the side. Oh, actually, you know what? This might work. Da, da, da. Let's try that. Something along these lines. Maybe. Yeah, that works. Okay. Your Russian is surprisingly good. Not. Yeah, it's not great. I mean, I think accent-wise, it's pretty decent, but I do sound like a little kid because that was the last time I spoke fluent Russian. Если ты понимаешь, что я сказала, это отлично, потому что я просто говорю немножко по-русски. О, вот мы нашли больше bots. Oh, these guys are gonna be here forever, aren't they? Come on. Let's hide this user. Let's report for pornography or sexually explicit material and spam, but yeah, anyway. Okay. You're not too good at expressions, so you're interested. Yeah, I think getting good at expressions is very good for animation, because then it kind of breaks down one of the barriers to good animation, or like something that may make you feel kind of nervous or uncomfortable, if that makes sense. At least with me, anyway. Okay, so we have two more. Goofy face and excited. I think we might switch out goofy face and pure joy, because yeah, that pure joy one is not hitting for me. I mean, it wasn't when I first drew it, but now I'm like even less interested in it. Started doing a lot more expression sheets ever since been making characters for my own stories. Yeah. Okay. Is this you wanting playtime, puppy? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I do have to go. If he barks one more time, or if he arfs one more time, then I think that's a sign. I'm still getting used to being in possession of a dog. Well, let's just quickly trace out pure joy. Oh yeah, he wants that. He wants to go out. Okay, puppy. Man, being a dog owner is hard. Like I don't know if I've said this on stream before, but like the idea of parenthood is not the most exciting thing to me, because it's like I don't want to be making sacrifices for a small helpless thing. Like I'd rather not have to deal with a small helpless thing, and that includes baby humans and includes pets. But things like cats, because I mean I'm looking after a dog and a cat. The cat, no issue whatsoever, has an automatic feeder, so I don't even have to like get him food. I just check that it works. I get him his water, clean up his litter tray, but like, yeah, we leave each other be, and he's happy, and I'm happy. So dogs aren't quite the same. Sorry. Your characters are charming. I've been planning on doing expression sheets if my OCs once get their designs down. After all, no two people are the same. Sorry, I'm really bad at reading comments. But yes, that is very true. That another exercise you can do if you want is have like very specifically give your characters the same expressions in the sheet, and then you, what's it called? and then you can see the range of like, what does this character look like when they're happy versus when this character is happy? What happens when this character is absolutely petrified versus this character? It's like a whole other game almost. It's kind of fun. I want to change the angle of this to be as if he's facing the other way, like that. Okay, hang on, kind of like that. Maybe this. I don't know what kind of joy this is. Pure joy? Let's see. Let's see. Expression sheets are fun for very cartoony characters that you can stretch super far. I draw the same monkey over and over to see how far I can push. Yeah. Do you follow an explicit list of expressions, or for every character do you make it? It depends on the project and depends on how I feel. And I feel like these bots are killing me slowly. I don't know why they are visiting me in such full force right now. Maybe I should hire a moderator. Where is he looking on the pure joy? Straight ahead. I'm gonna get him to look up. This time it's less suspicious looking, I think, because of the mouth. And because it's gonna be squinty this time. You know what? Pure joy does not necessarily mean a really extreme facial expression, now that I think about it. Like, when I'm really happy, my cheeks hurt, but my mouth is usually closed. Like, I'm smiling really intensely, but it's not a toothy smile per se. Well, it could be. I don't know what my pure joy expression is. I haven't felt it in years. I'm kidding. But yeah. You know what? We can give him a normal swoop. I actually, let's see. That looks really gross. You imagine a royalty-free heaven choir chorus of this expression. That's funny. That kind of pure, huh? Hi, doggy. Hi, doggy. We'll go soon, okay? I promise. Even though I don't want to go because I don't feel like walking. But then I'm going to go to the gym afterwards, so I guess I need to feel like walking because I got to run to the gym. I think like an upward turn eyebrow. Yeah, except not like that because it looks bad. Like this, maybe. I think we might want to push even more in terms of how squinty it is so that the bottom of the pupils aren't as visible. Oh, there we go. That's much more extreme. That is significantly better. Lol, derpy face. I had, like, in the posters that I made, when I hadn't designed the characters yet, I just, like, did basic drawings when I wanted to advertise, like, voice actors wanted. I wonder if you saw those, Adam, when you were at school. Oh, is that the ball you want to play with? Do you want to bring it over? You can bring it to me and I can throw it. Or we can just go soon. Okay, I think I'm going to actually have to go. But that was the first time I'd ever drawn the characters, and I believe I showed this on Thursday's stream. It's also available on my Patreon for $4 a month. But what was I gonna say? Oh, he had like a really extreme goofy smile there, and I think that's the face I'm gonna do for the final expression, but looks like I'm gonna have to walk the dog, so we might have to wait until tomorrow? Let's see if I can stream tomorrow, if I'm awake in time and so forth. In the meantime, I think we are done for now. So let's leave things off here. Let me see if there's any more questions. Oh, he's laid down. Yeah, it can be quite tricky adapting to a new medium. I've been experiencing the same but opposite. Oh, hang on. Just got an iPad and I'm having trouble translating digital work to my traditional style. Any Procreate tips? Yeah, one of the really tricky things, actually, you know what? Seeing as I'm done, let's switch up the camera thing to be face cam. Boom, cool. Oh wow, I am shiny today. Dab, 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 dab. Yeah, I mean, I've been learning Procreate for years and I have not learned how to use Photoshop. One of the reasons I haven't learned is because every time I open it and I don't know the shortcuts and I'm like fiddling around, I feel like I'm suddenly bad at art again and it's really demoralizing. So usually when I'm drawing, it's because I need to draw. I don't really draw for fun. But if you are able to just draw for fun, I highly suggest you open up a document, put zero pressure on yourself, and just like draw stuff. Figure out a bunch of the different layers and the blending modes. And you can go on the Procreate website. They have a breakdown of all of the, what's it called? The shortcuts. So for example, if you tap with 2 fingers, you undo. If you tap with 3 fingers, you redo. And once you get an understanding of the basically like hotkeys, the shortcuts and stuff, it really streamlines your process. And so then it's like the software is no longer being a barrier to what you're working on. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. All right, let's see. Like I said, I'm gonna head out, but I want to see if there's any more questions. This stream will be left up for later viewing. As far as I'm aware, I think I'm gonna keep up all my streams and then I might unlist them later, but it would be not this one. Like as in, if I plan to unlist any of the streams, it'll be at a later date, or as people have suggested, I will put them in a playlist so you can still view them, but you just have to go through the playlist to see. Is there a certain way you decide which angle the expression should be at, or just whatever feels right? It's just whatever feels right. Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much because I think that the expression should be able to be held from any angle, unless I'm thinking of a really, really specific shot in my film where I need a specific angle and an expression put together. So yeah. I saw a lot of help wanted posters. Honestly, most of them were in the cafe area, but the tour guide wouldn't let me in there. Oh, you weren't allowed into Steve's? That's a shame. But yeah, they're all over the campus. That's always fun. Okay, well, on that note, thank you very much, guys, for joining. I really appreciate it. Sorry if you tried to join a lot earlier when I scheduled it and didn't see me for 3 hours, but I promise I won't do that again. Hopefully next time the audio will work for music. And have a wonderful rest of your day, night, morning, evening, wherever you are, whenever you are. All right, I'm gonna get going. All right, bye. See ya.